Okay, so I am back at Massanutten Regal Vistas. This time, come with my cousin Matt and his wife and kids, and so we'll get some more kid-focused activities. I think here, things like the water park, etc. You can always look at my previous videos about Massanutten for check-in experience if I had it. In this case, I've booked both sides of this house, so we got 4 bedrooms set up, and yep, works fine. So this is your basic Regal Vistas, I think. Slightly different from one's living room layout than I remember, but still seems fine. I think it's just where this unit is. Yes, we got the grill outside on the patio. I wish I could go and provide blisteringly new commentary of interest, but really it's, your very standard Regal Vistas. So third time here, there's not much new for me to say, but I do think this could have a good chance of being a very great place to come back to. I mean, I've already come back to it once. Right? It's the second time coming back. Secondary bedroom. I did warn them for the kids that there's really just the one bed. There's a pull-out sofa. I don't know exactly what the plan is, but we'll see. Hopefully they can make that all work, and I'm making the rash assumption that there is actually a pull-out sofa. Oh, and one other thing I absolutely need to do, which is give, not the oven, but we can look in here. Yeah, clean oven. God, not the oven, but smell test. Well, that was run today. No smell at all, just warm. So that's great. And when you get both sides of the same house here at Regal Vistas, you can come and, here we go, open these doors and have a, theoretically have, yeah, there we go. Theoretically can have the connected house, although it's actually just a duplicate. And if I recall correctly, yes, in here, both sides got the washer dryer. So, also they have the garage, which, I don't know what I can say about a garage. It's a garage. I'm probably not going to use it. Maybe if it was pouring rain. It isn't right now. Okay, so that's really about it. I did find one thing in my inspection that I probably should report to maintenance at some point, but we'll just use the other kitchen, I think, which is that this is something's wrong with this drawer here. It's like, I don't think it actually goes to this oven, or it's ripped off the ripped off the track, so, and it interferes with this drawer. Not that you necessarily need either of those, and I'm just going to recommend that people cook in the other unit, because I don't think we need to be cooking in both. But even if we did, I don't know what I'd do with the lower thing. Maybe that's the, I'm trying to see. Well, it's not even the broiler, so it's really just storage, which is probably why they haven't fixed it. But that's really it that I've seen. Certainly better than the very first time I was at Massanutten, but that was just a complete fluke, and this has been much better already, and it was better the second time too. So I may, if I get bored, report it to maintenance. I really wish they had like a little suggestion thing or something where you didn't have to call and then tell them okay, you don't need to fix this while I'm here. It's not a huge problem for me, but I don't know if you're actually aware of this thing that should be fixed at some point. If there's a little thing on the website okay, I was in this unit, you should look at this, whenever you're doing your normal maintenance checks, the next time you can get some downtime with the unit, which could be the end of the summer. I don't know. I would do that more. I just always feel bad I don't want to waste my time if it's not critical to me. And then a lot of times if I don't do that kind of right away, I forget about it. And then they don't get notified. And I'm sure that's why some problems like stick around that you would wonder, how does anyone miss this? Well, because they're not doing like full maintenance checks. Now, we supposedly have ice, but I bet you, I just know I need to somehow probably try and turn it on. I don't know. It says cubed. Let me just, oh, no, it has ice. I don't know how much, but that's good. This is what I think is my second favorite ice machine style. I don't love it just because I don't really know how much ice I actually, have on hand. But, and it's more expensive. So, if I was looking at trying to keep your maintenance fees down, keep costs down, I wouldn't buy the whole French door or whatever. I know it's fancier. I know people like all that baloney, but I think just the ones I always talk about, like at Rhode Island, Long Wharf, just have a tray in the freezer, and it just fills up there. You open up the freezer, you grab some ice. Those standard, fridge freezer combos have to be cheaper. And so I don't hate this. It's not like the one that I had to fight with somewhere. Jackson Gorin, where it's this drawer on the bottom of the fridge, and I am not a fan of the underneath freezers. I know that's controversial. I just think they're a massive pain, and I much prefer on top freezers. I guess I'm just old-fashioned, but also, like I said, keeps the prices down, accomplishes the same thing or better, in my opinion, anyway. So this is a special guest star with us here today to review some of the kids' things at Massanutten, and we'll introduce him. Say hi.
Hello.
So who are you?
Ewan.
This is Ewan. This is my cousin's kid, and he likes to do videos. Matt over here can wave. He's got anything interesting to tell us about being here so far?
I'm gonna paint these.
You're gonna plan it? Okay. We'll try
Okay.
it later.
Yeah. Hi. We're at the pool now. And they got a splash pad too. We're gonna get reviews. What do you think, Emmett? You excited?
I wanna go in.
What do you guys think of the pool so far? Having fun? Another one?
How's the pool, Emmett? How many thumbs up do you give it? 10.
All right, cool. Well, that's the very exciting video there, Emmett.
Alright, you and you jump in?
Whee!
Yep. Great job.
Yeah.
Almost there, bud. Boy, you gotta speed up, you're going so fast. You're so close.
Can't believe Chad hid the sauna in Massanutten from us because, well, aside from that board being a little weak, this is pretty toasty. It's pretty nice. It's got the 2 layers, and yeah, the only downside is some of these things like the sauna and the main hot tub out there are apparently only for people over 16. So if you have little kids like Emmett and Ewan, we can't take them in there. So we're kind of relegated to the pools. I think there's supposed to be another hot tub somewhere where the kids can go in it. I just don't know where that is yet. Okay, this smells like peppermint. It's kind of weird. Not that you can see me in the steam room. Can you see anything? It's all steamed up. Wow. All steamed up in the steam room. It smells like peppermint. Kind of odd. Chad really held out on us. We don't have to go to Jackson Gore Inn. We just can come to Massanutten and do hot tub, sauna, steam room, pool. It's a little busier, but it's definitely a lot easier to book here. They have a lot more openings at different times of the year. I guess the only sucky part is you gotta drive here. So they do have like a locker room with small lockers you can use, changing areas, and showers available if you want to come over to the main pool complex and just go ahead and change there. But usually people like to just go back to their units in my experience. Yeah, we found some basketball courts here near the mini golf. All right, so Regal Vistas here at Massanutten, and this is definitely one of the places where you do not need to worry about the bed. I have to say, after a couple nights, the bed is very comfortable. I even managed to find one pillow that was just this side of overly poofy, although you will want to watch out because you can see this is sort of what I mean by overly poofy. If I put my hand here, you can tell it's like 2.5 hands high. And that's what I've been talking about when I talk about like pillows like a bowling ball or something. Now, if you really like pillows that are starting to verge on beach ball shaped, you're going to have a good time at many of the hotels and timeshares. I do wonder, like, maybe that is the more popular style pillows because it is that way at a lot of places. The one thing that I haven't found that I do think that they could really use here, a stand or something, it doesn't have any place to put it. So if you've got like, a large suitcase, it's kind of a pain having to lift it up onto the bed or something, do some stuff with it, put it back down each time. But other than that, thumbs up so far. I also got a chance to use the barbecue grills, and yeah, they worked. One of them worked right away. The other one I had to get maintenance over here for like 10 seconds. And they managed to rehook it back up properly. I don't know what the people who were here before did or whatever. They had somehow unhooked the propane. Wasn't obvious to me. I'm not here all the time. So anyway, maintenance was very responsive. And because I had gotten the 2 units adjoining, we just used the other grill while we were waiting. So again, staying pretty good here at Regal Vistas. No big complaints this time. And again, I just have to mention beds. Very good. One little pool we haven't seen before here. This is the Regal Vistas pool area. They got a little barbecue, some places you can sit, cornhole over there, and just like the regular nice little pool area, similar to all the other ones. Alright, so today we're checking out the water park at Massanutten. Never been in this area before, so this will be slightly new. I know, there's a whole arcade. Wow, this is one of the other arcades. On the way to the cabana, you gotta go down all these stairs. Awesome. Look at this, over 42, you're bigger than the carrot.
Give him thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
I may regret this. And here is the recommended premium cabana. Room for 8 people. Got beverage and food service. Waiters. Apparently we get some cool towels. I knew there was a reason I thought I didn't need to bring a towel, but then I forgot why. You get some cool waters, and you get a $50 card to the arcade that's here too, so you're pretty good to go. It's kind of like a one purchase. It is kind of expensive though. It's about $300 per day that you want to have it at the water park. But it saves you having to go all the way back to the unit if you get tired or you need a break. And it's already $30 to rent like a locker, so really you take the $50 off, you take $30, that's $80 off. It's really like $220, which makes it really only $20 more than if you were to get, well, I don't know all their numbers, but anyways, it makes it really like $220 versus just paying for everything individually. They have some other bundles for smaller cabanas with less stuff, but getting a tote bag, getting towels and stuff, it doesn't feel as bad as when I first paid for it. I've been waiting. It's finally time for a lazy river in the indoor water park. Give us a wave, Ewan. Alright, I'm spinning around in a circle again. I don't know why I'm always spinning around. Every time. Halfway having water in my eyes, but here we go. Again. We got a new one coming with more stuff. Coming soon. Make it bigger. Oh, they got some kind of surfing thing. We gotta go into the hot tub. See what the hot tub's like. Well, Chad wouldn't like this hot tub, but given that it's like 103 out, I'm okay with it being lukewarm. And a break from getting water splashing my eyes. Ugh. We have a wave pool. Enjoying the wave pool? So what's nice about this, I'll let my cousin tell you.
So what's nice about these water slides inside the inside water park is that they're rated for adults. Whereas some of the other like kids parks that we've gone to with these, they're not rated for adults, they're kids only. So like if you do have a little one, you can actually go down it right before or right after them and help them and be part of it as opposed to having to like split up and then try and catch them at the bottom.
Yeah, and I even went down one of these water slides. That's when I got the video of. So it's not just like, you know, lightweight adults either. You can go and not have to really worry about it, which is nice.
You had a blast? Can you tell us how it was? What was your favorite part? You felt like Superman?
So one of the things you can do about 45 minutes from Massanutten is Luray Caverns. And so we did go there, and there's more than just the caverns to do in that area. There's also some other things you can go and do, like sifting through pre-bought bags for rocks and things. How insane it is.
This is so insane that the cave. I wonder if there's some ore popping up. I really don't know, but I don't need to do that again.
You like Luray Caverns?
Yeah.
Having fun in here?
Yeah.
Check those out.
So the elusive third arcade apparently is the second one I knew about, compared to just the kind of lackluster one in anyway the main building. This is the Massanutten Rec Center, and they have a bigger arcade here, similar to the one I hadn't been to before, which was the Diamond Gyms, I think, in the water park. So we're gonna check this out again. So yeah, you get to walk a ways. I think part of the fitness in this rec center is they make you walk all the way down the side from the parking. They're hot. There's a crazy Space Invaders over here. All right, so this is one you want to do? Okay, let's see if I can figure out how. So it looks like the pool here might be free because the balls just come back down here and you can just pull them out. So I guess that's a good thing. Okay, well, I finally made it to actually spend some time in the sauna here at Massanutten. Not a lot of people, actually nobody in here, which makes it easy for me to get in here, which is nice. But not only does it have pretty good heat, but this is the first one of these where it does not say anything about not putting water on it. Not only that, it's got a little, although like a weird, like, one because it's got like a big hole, but it's got a little steam it up kind of thing. Although I gotta say, it really, like, I don't know why they cut this out. I guess they don't want you to get a lot of steam in here, but yeah, they're making it not easy to steam it up, but I'm actually okay, again, when they've got like a steam room and a sauna. You know, I don't really need to steam it up in the sauna. And I feel pretty warm just standing down here. So let's see. Whew, let's see up here. Oh yeah. This is a good one. I'm very annoyed that Chad did not tell me about this because I would have been coming here every time. And this is a good reason, I think, I mean, to come back to Massanutten. The major downsides, compared to like Jackson Gore Inn, though, is you have to drive, basically. It's not just in the same building. That's not the worst thing. Many places you have to kind of travel a little bit from wherever your unit is. But the other big problem is it closes at 7 p.m., which makes it like you basically want to go during the day. As opposed to after work, unless you can really get yourself like done at work at 4 and book it, because if you kind of finish up with all your work stuff at 5:30 and you're kind of get yourself ready at 6:15 or something, it's going to be closed basically in 30 minutes when you get here, so it's no good. So I can make that work, but it is harder. And of course, while I'm enjoying the sound and everything, just like I said at Oak and Spruce, because I'm here with my cousin and he can't bring his kids in here, and you know, his kids are still kind of young to just leave on their own in the pool. So for that, for safety reasons, you know, I'm in here by myself, which is fine. But I tend to enjoy chatting about something or other with people in the sauna. So I finally got to the hot tub here at Massanutten, and I have to say, it's pretty warm. It's got some of the best jets and like foaming up that I've seen, but it does have the downside of being like a plastic hot tub. It's kind of moderate size. It was probably the busiest I've ever seen when I first got here, but then it's cleared out so I can do a little video here. But yeah, kind of good. But there are definitely, I think, ones that are not like the slippery plastic. They're a little better I've been to. I might have been to some that are just slightly a bit hotter, but then it's also summertime outside, so it can be hard to tell. But yeah, this has really got energetic bubbles and most foaming I've seen, and powerful jets. So not a bad hot tub. So this is kind of what I mean about it being plastic. I have no idea why they have a large bunny, but I feel bad for the person in that suit in this heat. Holy cow. So another new place here in Massanutten I never knew about before and kept driving by is the Adventure Park. And I guess they've got some kind of summer tubing and zip lines and other stuff here, so we'll be checking it out. Alpine coaster, and at least some of these, like the tubing and the alpine coaster, are not weight restricted so low that I can't go on it, or that might affect a lot of people. I think they're at like 350 plus pounds. So that's where you can go and buy tickets, but we're going to check stuff out to see what we actually want to buy tickets to. Inside for getting your tickets. At the end, after you guys do everything, maybe we can get some cotton candy. But not right now. So I guess for the mountain coasters, you got to book like 3 or 4 days in advance here, which is kind of surprising. So just doing tubing that we were able to walk up to do. We'll see what that's like. Okay.
I'm sorry,
I guess you just get on like almost like an moving sidewalk, yeah. It's not an escalator, but it does go up. It'd be easier if it didn't have little bumps in the middle. This is a little trickier than like an escalator or like a flat moving sidewalk because the side bars don't move. So you're kind of like just trying to balance yourself up, which is fine until you hit these places where they have connections between the two things. And then it's like 2 little bumps under your feet making you like wobble. So this is taking a little more balancing than I would have expected. It's not really bad for kids or most people, but when they say, you know, okay, got to make sure you're physically able to do things. This is one of those things that they don't really mention to people. And so if you have any kind of balance issues, you want to take that into account. So this is kind of interesting because these tubes have like full inside bottoms and stuff. All right, well, I'm going to be trying this crazy summer tubing here in a minute. And definitely flopped into this tube, but I feel like it's definitely better design than like on the lazy river. I'm not cranking my neck like that.
Yeah, they're testing it.
Here we go. Woo! As always, I spin around. I don't know about this. Every time. Okay. All right. That was exciting. Here we go again. Nice. Hey, always backwards. Always backwards. Whoa. So the kids are going to do the adventure course here. We'll see how it is.
And it looks like you got a good walkway, James, so you can film them through it.
Oh, good.
A good part of it. I don't know if you get everything.
Right.
No, you can step in.
You ready? All right. Step right up here. Remember, I mean, no metal parts, only the rope, okay?
You got it, Ewan. Nice job.
Way to go.
Since I'm really good at badminton, I mostly got it.
Nice work.
Oh, good. Good job.
Remember, you can't fall because you're hooked up, okay? You're 100% safe. All right? Make sense?
You got it, Emmett. Nice job.
Yeah. You can do a big step or you can balance. Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
Oh,
that's
almost.
okay.
Oh,
You're okay?
Yep.
Look at you. Way to
Awesome.
go. Great recovery.
perfect.
I'm
You got it, Emmett.
Look at that.
You're doing great.
Can you do a big step?
Oh, you almost got it.
There you go.
There
you go.
Way to go.
Next one.
Yep, keep moving, Emmett. It'll go with you. All right, and then you gotta wait for you and to get across all the way, okay?
this one looks
Yeah.
Good job. Swing.
Yep.
Yep, or you can step down. Yep. There you go. You can swing.
okay.
Remember, you won't fall.
You're okay. You're doing great. Look at that great balance you have.
There you go. You got it, Ewan.
Yeah.
Nice work.
You're doing okay. You're doing great.
Hey, Emmett. Emmett, you got it. You have 2 feet on. You take big steps. Just do little steps.
Oh,
There you go.
and you can also grab onto your rope.
Now you
Now
got
you
it.
got it. You gotta figure it out.
Oh, just out.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
worry about Ewan.
No zip lining. You gotta get up on the. You gotta pull yourself up. You gotta climb up.
They're all steps, Emmett, okay?
Yep, you just gotta
hold
walk
on to the
across
rope.
them.
And do the steps. There you go. You're, there you
Yeah,
go. Emmett, you're
good
up on
job.
that one.
Look at that, zip lining.
Whoa! Look at you go. Thumbs up. Was it 2 thumbs up? Yeah.
Okay, so Massanutten, time number 3, but this time with kids. My cousin's kids, Emmett and Elin, came along and helped me do some reviewing throughout this video, I'm sure you've seen. And to kind of bring it all together, there's a lot of things here that you can do. And most of them, I think, are reasonably decent values nowadays. Some are not. One thing that I wasn't there for, but I got a report on, and boy, was it a long report, is the petting zoo. So the petting zoo or petting farm is something like $10 or $11 a person. It's really not that much there for you to pet. There are a bunch of goats, maybe a rabbit that might be hidden, chickens and things that you can feed, and each thing of food is like $10 as well. So it's just really kind of a skip, unless you are really, really, really into feeding chickens. It's just not that much there. But on the plus side, with the Adventure Zone Park has a pretty decent price point, I think, nowadays for the summer tubing. Decent bundles available if your kids are going to want to do kind of everything. The kids' rope course and zip line is somewhat challenging, but seemed to work well. I was impressed with how well a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old were able to do it with some help from the employees. And it is set up very safely so that they're not going to get hurt. Unfortunately, this trip, they shut down the mountain coaster, possibly for maintenance, or also just kind of bad timing on our part. That this Friday, the wildfire smoke rolled in, and they were shutting things down because they didn't want people outside in the high particulate air. If you get here and you're having good weather, I think those are going to be running, but as I think I said earlier, it seems like in Massanutten, unlike, say, like in Branson where I had gone, if you want to get on the mountain coaster, you're going to want to go ahead and book those tickets in advance. They recommended at least 3 days, maybe 4. So you might want to either pick a day like right as soon as you get here if you're here for a week, or book even before you get here to make sure that you can go on the mountain coaster. So there's some things here, as I said, to do. I have a lot of videos about the water park and some of the arcades, and especially with their weekday madness, arcade madness, at both I believe it's Diamond Gyms near the water park and at the rec center off by the Campfire Grill. That seems to be a great value. We got a lot of plays at the arcade in comparison to other arcades at timeshares that I've been to, including, say, Oak and Spruce. And it was very low cost, and the kids were able to play different arcade games for a while. And they also had arcade things to do that were not just the very expensive, what I call the gambling games, where you try and like cut the rope to win the big prize or whatever. Even in terms of like the crane games that are notoriously hard to win, while they had some that were like that, they also had some that for candy that were play till you win, so you were absolutely going to get some candy. And they had one that I imagine was not super difficult for kind of an inflatable bouncy ball. So there were two things there that excuse me, that kids could do and feel like they did actually win something at a crane game. So all in all, that was a great value. Now, one way that we made it great value is because we went to the water park. We did end up renting the cabana, and we got the premium cabana, which was expensive. It's $300 for the day. However, that included the $50 arcade card that we got when we checked in. And so when we went to the arcades, we didn't have to spend any money. And let me tell you, if I was, say, at Oak and Spruce, literally for, like 3 or 4 games, including some of the cheapest ones like the skee ball, it was easy to spend $20. And so with 2 kids and a couple adults who might want to play a game or play a game with the kids, you could blow through $50 super fast there. So that was actually a pretty good value here. And I would just deduct the entire $50 if you have kids or you just want to go to an arcade for a while. I would deduct that off that $300. And I also would consider that you won't need to be buying a locker in that case, which is $30 at the Massanutten Water Park. So I think effectively you're probably looking at paying more like $220 effectively. And that gets you space for up to 8 people. And it gets you a cooler with waters included. So I believe it's something like 8 or 16 waters. Again, if you're in the water park and you're going to go buy a drink, that's another kind of value. It also includes a tote bag that you get, and you get to keep, and 4 beach towels that you get to keep, or water park towels, whatever you want to call them. Again, you throw that all in there, and it's pretty high in convenience level. I definitely recommend it if you have young kids. And up in the air for adults, because adults are easier to, I think, get yourself in and out of the water park. But if you are going to go for an entire day and you don't want to have to go back to your unit to take a break or go wait in line to get food, because, again, you also get food service, I do think there's value there. I wouldn't have thought that until I went and experienced it. And looking on the site, I was definitely thinking to myself, this is overpriced. But at least in the summer, when that sun is just beating down you, having a quick place to just sit down, rest, grab a water, not have to worry about bringing towels and not losing towels, not having to worry about taking time, trying to have somebody watch multiple kids while you're stuck in line trying to get food, but just placing an order with the waitress. That all has surprising value, and we really appreciated that. So I do suggest keeping that in mind and how you might be using the water park if you're here in the summertime. On top of that, the water park was a big hit. Now, you might think $72 to get in is a little steep, but if you compare it to like a Great Wolf Lodges or other indoor-outdoor water parks, it's it's like half or less than like a Disney ticket. And while it's not like the equivalent of like the Magic Kingdom or anything, it's still right at the price point you might expect for like a basic outdoor and indoor water park. And there was a lot to do there. We thought initially, we're going to get tired of this and it's going to be a little expensive. But I think, as you'll see and have seen in the video, you can spend the day there. There are 3 large outdoor water slides. They're kind of the twisty kind. There's one big, sort of like a racing water slide that I didn't end up doing. There's 3 or 4 small water slides inside with the kind of like water play area, one of which I did do and videoed. Then there's also 3 larger inside, but they do shoot outside for a short period, bigger water slides inside. There's also a large wave pool that's a lot of fun. And there is a number of things like the lazy river and a a cool pool and a warm pool. It's not quite a hot tub, but it's a warmer pool where kids can go in. I think it might be one of the only ones that the kids can go to here in Massanutten. As I probably mentioned, you do have some limitations for people who are under 16. I guess for safety, can't go into the sauna or the hot tub here, and same for the steam room. So if you've got the younger kids, getting into the water park is a great way for them to be able to get into, a kind of like a warm pool, hot tub kind of thing. There's also like 3 or 4 pools you can go to at no additional charge. If you're in Regal Vistas, there's a pool that's right here. I don't necessarily recommend that one. It's got no ability for you to avoid the sun. You're like baking there. I got sunburned pretty good. I will take some blame though. I didn't appropriately put on sunscreen because I haven't had to do it in like 40 years. So my bad. I had to be taught, just like the little kids, how to correctly put on sunscreen after that. But the main one in the Woodstone Meadows building has an outdoor one, which is easy to get into for anybody. It has kind of like a ramp going into it. So you got a very shallow area for young kids, and then it gets progressively deeper as you go over. And then it has sort of like the water sprayers, as you'll probably have seen in my video. And then you got the indoor pool as well, which is great because you're out of the direct sunlight, or you can use it in the wintertime. And if you just like bobbing around or doing kind of a light amount of swimming, that is a good one. Kids can have fun there for quite a while. Adults can have fun there for, as long as they want to be in a pool. And in the Woodstone Meadows, it's literally right next to their hot tub, which is surprisingly hot feeling when you come from the pool. They also have the sauna there, a good sauna, as I mentioned in my review when I videoed that. And they have the steam room there as well. So go right out the inner doors, and you are quite near the second or third arcade, depending on how you count it, and what way you're going through it. And then I know I didn't show it this time. You can see one of my previous videos where I went around the corner and they had ping pong and a pool table and such there. And then in the rec center, when I found it again, they do also have a pool, and this is the only pool that has a diving board. But unfortunately, it was closed on Thursday, and I recall the last time I found it, which was the first time I was in Massanutten, I think my first video, the pool there was also closed. So you really want to check and see when that pool is open if you want to go and do some diving. So all that being said, this was a whole different experience for me at Massanutten versus the previous 2 times. One when I came with just my sister and her husband, so other adults, and the second time when I came with my mom and some of her friends, so more like seniors. And I think this is a great sign that there's something you can discover for kind of all age groups. There was something there for the at the time, I would say, people in their late 30s. There's something here for people in their, mid 60s. And there was something here for families with kids 5 and 7 and, the adults along with them. So you can find new stuff to do. There are some things that appeal to everyone, like Luray Caverns, and, various things to keep yourself busy. So this isn't, I'll say Massanutten is not a one and done, in my opinion, especially because you can get such good deals to stay here through RCI Extra Vacations, through exchanges, through last calls sometimes, depending on where you want to stay. I've only stayed in Regal Vistas. I've paid slightly more to do so. I think it's probably worth it for the adults. When you're here with kids or somebody who wants to just kind of live in the pools, I do want to take a time staying at one of the Woodstone locations. They're not the detached housing, so they're a little less private, but I believe they're far more walkable to the center pool and entertainment, restaurant, etc. building. So if you want to just be able to have like some tweens just run out the door, they're 12 or 13 or something, and you trust them to just kind of run over, go to the pool, come back, or, even like 15-year-olds, something like that, people who don't have a learner's permit, you're not going to let them drive. That could be a good place to stay. I haven't seen any indication that Massanutten has shuttles, and I do feel like that is something that they could either advertise better or they should consider strongly adding. I think if you had a shuttle that at least like tweens and up could jump on, that would make any of the locations and any of the timeshare areas more palatable, because you wouldn't be trying to choose based on how close and walkable you are specifically to the whatever the particular activities you want to take part in. You're choosing, are you going to be in the main building, or do you want to be near the adventure park? Do you want to be near one of the actual like fishing and playground park areas? Do you want to be up near the higher mountain trails? Do you want to be right near one or the other golf course? And I think that the good news is, even in what I imagine is a pretty peak summer season, again, this is like mid-July, there was parking. It was not really a problem to drive yourself. They have a lot of parking. So if it's adults, if you're okay with having to jump in your car and drive a place and then drive back possibly with your swim trunks on, the driving is fine. It's easy. It's not like some places where you're like, I don't want to move because I don't know if I'm going to be able to park when I get to where I'm going, and I don't know if I'll be able to find a space when I come back to the area. So I think that is fine, and you just keep that all in mind. But I think if Massanutten added like a on-demand shuttle service like I'd seen at Hyatt Vacation Club at the Welk over near San Diego and in some other places, that would be a value. The unit at Regal Vistas, again, is now for the second time, has actually been great. I give it high marks. Pretty much everything has been as good as I've seen in timeshares. It's certainly hard for me to go and pick a way that this would be worse than even the Marriott's that I stayed at or the Hilton Grand Vacation Club locations. The beds are really good. Now it's not as perfectly tuned to you as like, your home bed, but for timeshare beds, hotel beds, it's easily, in my opinion, like 8.5 out of 10. I think maybe 1 or 2 times I've had a better hotel bed. Certainly better than pretty much anywhere else. Massive difference over even the Newport Wyndham beds, which I said were quite an improvement over Oak and Spruce or over Jackson Gore Inn. So you're going to sleep well here, and that's great. And the other thing is with the layout, you have if you do like 4 bedrooms, so you do 2 units, you have separation, so you can have the kids and their family on one side, and you can have another set of kids and family on the other side, but you don't have a lot of like sound bleeding, unlike, say, the Wyndham at Long Wharf. You're not hearing people running around outside. Especially when you're trying to go to sleep or something, you're not hearing the HVAC running. You're not hearing screaming, banging, clanging, or whatever. So you can just come and relax. And so that's really it. The rest of the unit, look at my previous videos on it. I haven't changed it at all. And so I think for kids, because there was so much to do here and the value was so good, more so than I would have seen with the adults, I am feeling like Massanutten for kids, for the price value, for Regal Vistas anyway, it's probably an 8.5 out of 10. But I think this competes with like Marriott's Grand Vista for just stuff you can do and stuff that was kind of hidden when I came here just with adults and who weren't specifically looking for these different activities. So keep an eye out, come back to Massanutten for different things, for different purposes, and with different people. And at least for 3 one-week-long trips, you will not be bored. You will not feel like you've run out of things to do. And I could definitely see this being a place where people would like to come as like, their summer trip. When they're not planning a big flying trip or when they're not, booking something very special, but they just want to take kind of a break and hang out at pools and have other activities for kids to keep them entertained, or adults, right? This is great to come and kind of stay at the resort. So this time it was almost entirely just in the resort, and it worked. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10 on the Tug score.